Darts' very own Jack-in-the-Box, Cameron Menzies, has arrived on stage, by the looks of things, with a pulled hamstring, deciding to take a shortcut and regretting it immediately. I think his fly might have been down as well, just adjusting the old trousers. One of the most entertaining players out there, not just because of his off-the-board antics, but because he has thrown some immaculate darts this season. He is a Pro Tour winner, one of 21 winners over the course of the 30 Players Championship events. He had a run, particularly during the summer, where he was making at least the quarterfinals every tournament. Cameron Menzies arrives as the number 11 seed, a marked improvement on 54 and 52 in his previous attempts. However, Jim Williams is a dangerous player. Perhaps doesn't give everything to darts because he's got a company outside. He's a joiner by trade. He wants to focus a lot of his attention on that. But when he does get on the hockey and when he does throw well, he throws well. He is a player like Menzies who's comfortably got 100 teens average in him. This could quietly, Nico, be one of the games of the day.
It absolutely could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on.
And Menzies has been very impressive this year. And when he beat Stephen Bunting
21
in Players Championship 29, it wasn't really a surprise. And making the latter stages of the Grand Slam last week wasn't really a surprise.
60.
We're looking at Jim Williams, the classically Welsh enigmatic player who plays whenever he wants. Nice to see that the quiff is back, though.
134.
And it's back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit wispy. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
He's been out in the wind. It is very gusty here in Minehead.
Yeah, there's a lot of Barnetts that look like toupees in this kind of weather. You've got to be careful. But Jim Williams, a player who can never have a different haircut because he'd need to change his nickname. He's a bit like Danny Jansen.
Correct.
Pigeonholed himself.
Danny Jansen is never going to change his hair because he can't.
97.
But changing your fortunes in your 2024 season, the opportunities are somewhat thin. You've got this event, you've got
42.
the Worlds. If you don't succeed, it's all about starting 2025 from a fresh standing point. Jim's darts are not going in very upright on this
45.
board. They're going in quite flat.
Cameron, you require 170.
He's still trying to figure out what's going on. Cameron is not having the same issue.
96.
First to a finish and looking very likely to take the opening leg. Should switch downstairs.
99.
Straight ton. So Cameron
Menzies, you require
Menzies
74.
for a pretty ordinary first leg, which might have to go on the bullseye.
49. Jim, you require 100.
And now he could have his pocket picked. Stay straight. Perfect. Double top to pinch the first leg.
$90.
For some
Cameron,
reason,
you
that just
require
didn't
25.
feel likely. Early misses
20.
from both. Scrappy start.
Jim, you require
Things can only get
10.
better.
Going straight for double 5.
Game
Straight
shot to
in
the
as
first
well.
leg.
Jim Williams,
Jim
early
Williams.
break of throw, and Cameron Menzies in particular will want to put that one
Second leg
swiftly
is
behind
Jim
him.
to throw first.
That is not the
Game
Menzies
on.
we've grown to love in the last few months in particular.
What did we say in the last match, though? There could be Grand Slam hangovers here this week. It happened to Michael Smith
78.
2 years ago when he won the Grand Slam. He was out in round 1. It happens quite a lot. It happened to Gezi Price when he won the Grand Slam.
140.
That was the first time he won it, by the way. So don't be shocked if Jim Williams was able to topple Menzies, even
60.
though their seedings are 43 positions apart. After all, they are both one-time winners on the Pro Tour, so they've reached the same level.
And their order of merit rankings are much closer together. It's 39 v 46, but Cameron Menzies, I'd be
60.
stunned if this time next year he's not a top 32 player. I think it's inevitable. He's just improved so much.
100.
Big power scoring. I think we can all laugh at some of the Menzies antics, but the thing that seems to hold him back is holding it together in those crucial moments. He'll look back at that Mansell game and think he should have won it.
He's getting better at that. He hasn't quite mastered it yet, but he has improved in that
95.
department dramatically this year.
Cameron, you
He has
require
to continue
81.
to improve.
Don't mind that shot at all. Double
Game
eight.
shot in a second
25
leg.
would have left a single
Cameron
to double.
Menzies.
Jim Williams back on 208. That's a much better
Third
leg
leg,
for
it's
Menzies.
Cameron to
Putting
throw
leg
first.
one behind him.
Now let us address the most talked about thing
57.
in the last few days in relation to Cameron, because on top of him being someone who's averaged in the top 10 of the Players' Championship list this year, a lot of people are talking about Monday.
60.
World Championship draw. He's on one side of the draw, Fallon Sherrick's on the other. Yes, they could draw each other, but it's a very small chance of that happening.
100.
If it does, it will headline the first round. Of that, there's no doubt.
Just the on-stage dynamics. So obviously,
140.
as the referee says, game on. There's a handshake. Would there be a hug and a kiss between them? Would they practice together?
58.
That's for another time, but it's an enticing thought, isn't it? That a couple could play each other on the biggest stage of them all. We've seen relatives play each other.
We've seen the Hybrex brothers have played
81.
each other.
The West brothers have played each other in a European Tour match. That didn't go so well for Tony West. But that's gone pretty well for Menzies.
80.
Of all the players on board 2 this afternoon, it's actually Menzies that has the second most
60.
180s in the Players' Championship season.
Cameron, you require
Over
106.
250 of them. So watch out for stuff in that department.
$66.
Menzies has definitely
Jim,
upped
you
his game,
require
but there have been a few
160.
very wayward darts already. Opening salvo of 21 in the first leg. Maybe a sign of things to come. How about this for Jim Williams? Couldn't follow in the first, and it looked inviting.
96. Cameron, you require 40. Game shot in a third leg.
Seems to have settled the ship a
Cameron
little bit
Menzies.
after the first leg. He takes the lead for the first time. There's a little bit of a conversation between the two players. It doesn't seem to be that bad-hearted here. It's just a case of maybe a little bit of hockey etiquette.
Fourth leg, it's Jim to throw first.
I think that's a sign that these two
Game
have got
on.
a great deal of respect for each other. And if something is slightly uncomfortable and Jim feels it's something he needs to address, he's comfortable enough to bring it up to Cameron, and that was really well handled by both players.
96.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Jim's issue was, but it doesn't seem like it was too severe. I don't think Cameron's over-celebrating or over-egging the 180s.
Well, if you look at the stage area, the Oki itself is not as big as,
29.
say, some of the bigger stage Okis are. It might have just been a case of
100.
Cameron maybe getting to the Oki just a little bit quick, and Jim was asking him if he could just wait until I'm past you. Something like that, not a problem.
As mentioned, these two do go back a long way. It's
55.
their sixth meeting. It's only the second meeting in a PDC professional environment because they played each other on the Challenge Tour. That was Williams' only win against Menzies. And they
65.
played 3 times in the old BDO system as well. The World Masters quarter-final in 2017.
60.
Who won that tournament?
Cameron, you require
Mr.
156.
Ratajski. He's already through. Menzies is on 18s.
138.
Well, since that very scruffy first leg, Jim's just not had a look in. Averaging 76. Now, you don't need to be a darts connoisseur to realise that's not going to cut the mustard,
60.
particularly against the
Cameron, you require 18.
Not at all.
Game
He is
shot and a
gobbling this
fourth
game up all of a sudden.
Cameron Menzies.
I wouldn't be surprised if Williams is
Fifth
a little
leg,
bit
it's
disheartened
Cameron
from this
to
season.
throw
He's only
first.
made one
Game
quarterfinal on the Pro Tour. And he's averaged over 94 for the season.
97.
But that isn't even good enough to make the top 40.
I go back to the point I made in the first game. Kevin Dukes has averaged a smidgen over 90.
140.
37 seed. Jim, 4 points above him, which in those terms is a big gulf, 54.
100.
Maybe Williams is so dangerous that people know they have to turn it on just a little bit more to take him out, and they have.
Bit of luck needed as well for Jim Williams, because he played 2 European Tour events this year,
83.
both as a reserve. Now, had he not played those, his World Championship spot would have looked very dicey. He might have been in the unenviable
100.
position of having to play this and then travel up to the qualifier on Monday. We do have a couple of players who are in that position this weekend, so if things go well for them, it'll be a tight turnaround for them to get to Wigan on Monday.
Yeah, very much so.
58.
Always the case, though. If you're in that position, you've got to plan well. But just to prove your point about what people are prospectively doing
100.
against Williams, of the first 5 Players' Championships that Jim played this year, these are the averages that beat him. 104.5, 109.5, 100.5,
100.
106.5.
Cameron, you require 104.
People play well against Jim Williams.
48. Jim, you require 120.
And he might need to take this. That should be a good guide for the treble. It isn't, though.
60.
At least it wasn't used.
Cameron, you require 56. Game
Tops is
shot
found
and a
right
fifth
in the
leg.
middle.
Cameron Menzies.
4 straight legs for Menzies. He's cruising towards the next round. Williams has got to defy
Sixth leg
this
is
run that
Jim
the Scotsman
to
is
throw
on.
first. Game on.
This section of the draw
60.
could be very interesting indeed, because the winner of this game takes on either Karel Sedlacek or Ryan Joyce.
100.
In that mini section, you would fancy on form it to be either Menzies or Joyce. But don't be shocked
60.
if somebody else puts their hand in the air and said, what about me?
Yeah, it doesn't look likely to be Williams, but Karel Sedlacek
100.
on his day is a very dangerous opponent. That's another game that seems to have a 6-5 ring to it, him against Joyce.
Absolutely.
100.
Richie Edhouse has won the House Derby on the main stage. So Luke Woodhouse's preparations for the World Championship,
60.
they will start tomorrow. He will not be in the next round, and the European champion is into Saturday darts here at Minehead.
69.
James Wade now taking on Stephen Burton on the main stage. And James Wade, considering what he's done in his career,
97.
he still hasn't won here in either tournament.
Yeah, he won the UK Open behind closed doors.
140. Cameron, you
did.
require 144.
And that was nearly 4 years ago. Williams needs a
58.
spark.
Jim, you require
And
72.
I hasten to say it needs to be now.
Double 16.
Game
Maybe
shot
that
in
is
a
the
sixth
spark.
leg.
Jim Williams.
Jim
needed.
Williams. Seventh leg, Cameron
Nicely taken
to
out.
throw
No
first.
messing. Still 2 legs behind. It still looks a difficult prospect.
140.
Needs to find a couple of breaks.
And Cameron's going to be a really tough nut to crack.
45.
In so many different formats that Cammy's played over the last couple of months. Double start, then group play at the Grand Slam, then the long format stuff at the Grand Slam. Now he's back to best of 11. The format that got him that first PDC title not so long ago.
140.
Quite curious to think that the number 11 seed in this tournament, Menzies, has won a tournament this year in a ranking sense. And Stephen Bunting, who was the number 2 seed, hasn't.
Yeah, it's just been unbelievable
60.
Consistency.
Cameron, you require 111.
Without getting his hands on a Pro Tour title. I'm sure the Masters will be a nice consolation. Double 16 for Cameron Menzies,
95.
just wide of the mark, but Williams a long way off.
We'll get on to Bunting later because he's on this board. He's going to be up against Mario van der Bregade later.
140. Cameron, you require 16.
Menzies 5-2 up. He is now.
On the 7th leg. Cameron Menzies. 8th leg is Jim to throw first.
Over the last few months, he's shown a little bit less of the obvious animation like that.
96.
But maybe a rather large paycheck at the Grand Slam and all of the accumulation he's had in the rankings over the last few months
81.
has allowed him to just relax a little bit.
Yeah, he's almost admitted that the kind of crowd participation
140.
was to try and relax it.
He does wear his heart on his sleeve.
180.
That's one of the things that's so watchable about him. But it's not just that, it's his 180 prowess and his overall game that has to be admired.
103.
This is a typical Menzies display. It's a 95 average. His doubles have been decent at 5 out of 13. He's been the better player in the game. He deserves to win it right now, unless Williams steps it up now.
105. Cameron, you require 100.
Good setup after an odd use of the bull in the last shot. No, I couldn't.
60.
It was such a poor dart at the treble.
Jim, you
I don't
require
think top
57.
was the right shot there.
Because of the 25, he's got single to double here. The fight back has to start here.
47.
And that might be that for Williams.
Cameron, you require 40.
Been very below par for Jim Williams. That's a little bit wild.
Game.
But that
Shots
one's right in the middle.
and
Cameron Menzies
Menzies
seals a